Skeletron. We are gonna do this guide in 3 easy simple steps, starting with the clip, the items, and then the dodging. Let's kill this thing. Alright, starting with armor. For this boss, you probably want to use the B armor dropped by Queen Bee. This actually gives you an extra summon, and from personal experience, this can do much more damage than the obsidian armor. And yes, the obsidian armor can buff your whip, but I think having the extra summon is better. If you don't want to bother with beating Queen Bee first, then you can just use the obsidian armor. But I have a video for beating Queen Bee to help you guys out. Now moving on to weapons. As per usual, using the snap thorn is going to be the best bet. Snidrian can help, but I rarely used it because I focus more on dodging on this boss because he is hard. But you will also notice me whip stacking with the leather whip a little bit. If you want to do this, go on ahead. It won't make too much of a difference, but the snap thorn is the way to go. Moving on to summons. What I use is a Scab Ripper from the Brain of Cthulhu. This thing is great. It's always attacking the boss, does a ton of damage. You can use all 5 summon slots. Yes, you heard that right, 5. Or if you don't have the Brain of Cthulhu in your world, you can use the Dank Staff from the Perforator Hive. Both of these work very well on this boss. Moving on to Sentries. I don't think I used the Sentry on this boss. It was an accident. But using the Polyp Launcher, Rusty Beacon Prototype, any of those things work. And now, for accessories. The first set of accessories I would like you to use is the Skyline Wing. This thing is an upgrade to the fledgling wings and can help you move up and down, all that, way better. On top of this, I would like you to use the Terra Spark boots. With these movement accessories, you should be able to dodge his attacks no problem, just like I did. Our next accessory is going to be the Shield of Cthulhu. For you guys who have seen my videos, I love this thing. It helps you avoid many attacks, and if you need a speed boost, you can just double click the A and D keys. The next accessory I recommend is a Voltaic Jelly. This thing gives you an entire other minion to fight alongside you. This thing is great because it can increase your DPS by a whole ton, even if it's it's just one summon. You can only get these after you have killed the Desert Scourge, and yeah. The next accessory I recommend is the Spirit Glyph. But the Spirit Glyph is a great help because it gives you one of 3 buffs each time your minions hit them. And our last accessory is actually going to be the Pygmy Necklace. You can only get this after killing Queen Bee, but it gives you another summon just like the Voltaic Jelly. This is a huge help because it actually gives you 5 summons to use, and 5 is a lot. With all these accessories, you can kill this boss in no time. And that being said, let's move on to my favorite phase, dodging. This boss is aggressive, and I mean aggressive. So this part is going to be broken into chapters for each and every single phase that Skeletron has. Starting with his first phase. In this phase, he only has 2 attacks. So let's start with his very first one. Before he actually starts his attacks, he is going to travel in the direction of the player, so make sure to get out of the way. Starting with his first attack, his skulls. He's gonna hover above you and shoot skulls every once in a while. What I want you to do is every 2 skulls, you dash back across. This way you can be ready for when he starts his second attack. But another thing I wanted to point out is when he starts his second attack, which is his chase, I want you to loop around him, preferably above him. This way you can avoid the extra skull that is going to come up out of nowhere and try to smite you. For his second attack, he is going to chase you. That's kinda it. Now, you might not be fast enough to just outrun him plainly. So what I like to do is jump up and down as you see right here. This way, he is going to be going up and down too, kind of like Brain of Cthulhu, and it's going to slow him down considerably. Then, he's going to go back to his first attack, and that's phase 1 out of the way. You know what that means? That means it's time for phase 2. His first attack of the second phase is going to be something I like to call the Skull Shotgun. Basically, he's going to shoot several skulls down, and 2 fireballs are occasionally going to come at you from the bottom. Now, this is one of his complicated attacks. What I want you to do is go slow. Kind of like you did with Queen Bee and her stinger shots, I want you to kind of time it so you go in between the gaps of the skulls like this. Now, every 3rd skull, he's going to shoot 5 of them. For that one, I want you to go a little bit faster. That's it. As long as you don't panic, go slow, you got this under the bag. Next, he's going to start his chase V2. He is a lot slower during this chase, so you don't actually have to go up and down. This attack is actually really easy. As long as you have the Terror Spark boots, just run the opposite direction on your arena, and make sure you have plenty of arena space. The fireballs are nothing to be worried about if you're going one direction. Now, after this attack, he's going to stop moving at the side of your screen. Now, what I want you to do is stop moving as well, and as soon as he shoots them out, dash the opposite direction and fit in between 2 of the skulls as you see in my clip. Then, once they pass, freeze again, and when he attacks, dash the same direction again and keep moving. This is also why the Shield of Cthulhu is important. You don't have to go max speed, but just make sure to watch the skulls as they're coming to you. And if you know where your character is in reference to those skulls, then you are set. Once his attack ends, he's gonna do the hand fireball attack. Several balls of flame are going to erupt from his fingertips, and you're gonna have to dodge them. Now, the easiest way for me to do this was to fly up or down and look around your character. Try to fall kind of slow so you're not plummeting. And if you see any fireballs about to hit you, either fall down faster or fly up higher. Now, something that always got me was directly after this attack, I wanted to start running. I wanted to just dash out of the way immediately once it's done. No. What I want you to do is start moving slow again, so then you can be ready for his skull shotgun. That is probably how I died the most, just not being ready for the next attack. It's always going to be the same cycle, so keep that in mind. You can talk to yourself as you fight the boss. After this, he's just going to keep playing things over and over and over until you reach phase 3. Now, at the start of his attack, he's just going to do the skull shotgun again, but immediately after this attack, he's gonna do whatever the heck you call this. Now, the easiest way to avoid this attack is not being in it in the first place. When he finishes shooting the skulls, wait 1 second to make him freeze in place, and then fly around him to a layer above him. If you do not have a layer above him, I'm afraid you're just gonna have to deal with the skulls. If you do this, you can be ready for his next attack. However, let's say you don't want to cheese the boss the way I did. If you even call it cheesing, like seriously, bro. It's called strategy. But let's say you're one of those guys. Something I recommend is seeing where the hole is, dipping down, and then flying under. The problem I had though was when I dipped, I lagged like crazy. So if you're unable to dip, all you can do is use your reaction time to see where it is and either dash or sprint or use the hook or something to get there in time. Directly after this attack is its Chase V3. Now, what's important is you are ready for this attack because it comes fast. What I want you to do is as soon as this attack ends, spin in a counterclockwise motion around him. This way the skulls shouldn't hit you. Make sure to use the Shield of Cthulhu as a speed boost or to cut around him easier. And after a few bursts of the skulls, you can keep going in the direction the attack ended and get ready for his next attack, which is the hand wall again. And now for his final attack, the inverted hand walls. Basically, two hands are going to be on the sides of you. They're going to go up and down, and they're going to shoot bursts of fireballs one at a time. What I recommend is going one direction for one hand, and then the opposite for the other hand. After each hand has done 2 bursts, he's going to go back to his hole in the ceiling attack. And that is every single attack that Skeletron has to offer. But we're not done. I have one final tip. For the hole in the ceiling attack, if you do want to fly above him, always remember that he is not going to do the skull shotgun other than that first attack of the 3rd phase. This means whenever you see him lined up above him, you can be ready to just go up there immediately without the fear of the skull shotgun. And thank you everybody so much for watching this video. These videos can be very hard to make with editing and recording and all that. So if you guys enjoyed and want to see the next video, then totally hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have any comments or descriptions whatsoever, you can set it down there, buddy. I record my videos in the order of the boss checklist as shown right there. Link, it's in the description below. Our next boss is going to be the Deerclops, and this is actually my second least favorite pre-hard mode boss. That's gonna be fun. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope the guide helped you out, and yeah, stay tuned.